On today's show, I'm going to review Code 8 Part 2, among other things. Mike says he's going to review a comic book from way back in 1976, and he says everybody's going to want it. And then last but not least, Pat asked the question, can we get another home run from Hono Studios? Welcome to your favorite geek culture focused podcast, Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space by Xcellar Comics. I am your fourth or fifth favorite podcasting host, Kevin, and I am not alone. Of course, first up, we've got Mike.
Hey, good morning. I thought you were going to pull Pat up first.
No, it's in an order there. It's right there. And then, of course, there's Pat. He was just here a second ago. There he is.
There's Pat.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, did you guys play air drums during the opening music?
I just chair dance.
Ah, okay.
And I got a little wiggling going on everywhere. You just can't see anywhere below here, you know. No one wants to anyway. But anyway, then lastly, we've got some awesome background production inbound from none other than Karen. So, a couple things. First of all, man, I really nailed that intro. That was really good, right, Mike? It
was a tricky tongue twister.
It was. And then secondly, did you notice a little change up there, Pat?
I didn't.
Yeah, I dropped off your favorite live streaming whatnotting podcast for geek culture focused podcast because I'm not dropping whatnots, but I haven't done it for 2 weeks now. It's just, you know, I'm a lawn care guy and the season is in full swing. And man, I felt kind of disingenuous to be mentioning whatnot in the intro on a week that I haven't been there for 2 weeks. And I'm sorry about it, but just so everyone knows, it's not over. I've still got shows scheduled. I'm going to get around to it. It's just I've got to focus on other things right now, and it's exhausting. Right, Mike?
It is.
Yeah. So
you get one 60-degree day, and everybody thinks summer's here.
Right. And you're chasing your tail all day.
All day. Usually chase it until October.
Right.
Ready, set, go. And there's no stopping.
So anyway, whatnot's not going away, but I'm not going to push it as much since that's changing a little bit. But I do have something to bring back that I do want to push a little bit. You know what that is, Pat?
I have a feeling I do.
All right, you're probably right. I put us to the side just in time. The Scruffles Goal Sweepstakes is back, and it technically never left. But I haven't mentioned that in a while because it takes us some time to get to the next level. But we're creeping up to the next level for our Scruffles Goal Sweepstakes, and basically it's when we hit 150 subs. And if you want in on the prizes for the Scruffles Goal Sweepstakes, it's really simple. All you have to do is exactly what the Scruffles stands for. Share, comment, retweet, follow, like, or subscribe. Do any of those things and then send us a message saying, hey, I shared your show on Instagram and I want to be a part of Scruffle Skull Sweepstakes. That's it. You just got to send us a message saying how you shared us or how you did one of those things and that you want to be entered in the sweepstakes, and you're in. Then once we hit 150 subs, we're going to spin a wheel with all the people who entered on that wheel to decide who gets to take home an awesome 9.4 CBCS slabbed copy of Legion of Superheroes 298. Was it, Mike?
Oh, you asked me these hard questions.
Heck, I'm sorry. A $25 gift card to Voodoo and a Batman action figure to cover our comics and collectibles, the whole format of the show and everything. Some great prizes that you can win for helping us spread the word about our show. So every couple weeks, I'm going to mention that again since we're getting close. Because the only caveat is we want to have at least 10 entries. We don't want to have one person enter. That'll be a pretty lame wheel to spin. Don't you agree, Pat?
Yes, it would be.
It would go click. It wouldn't even click.
Because the only thing that's been harder for Xcellar Comics than selling books is giving away free stuff. It seems.
Seriously.
So anyway, I just want to mention that as well. So help us out with that. Enter in that. It's great stuff. And sorry about whatnot. So anyway, we've got a pretty streamlined show in store for us today as well. Getting back to the basics on today's show.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling when that happens, but I still like it. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So let's start with me then. Okay. Is that okay with you, Mike?
Say so. It absolutely. Whenever you're doing your part, that I wasn't paying attention.
What?
I don't intentionally cut you off like that, but I do enjoy it a little bit when it happens. All right, check this out. First thing I've got for what I watched used to be the, what's it called at the end when like you got a tug of war person in there? It used to be the anchor. Is that of what Kevin watched? But it's dropped way down to the intro. Little teaser of how I'm feeling about Halo Season 2 on Paramount Plus. So it's been 2 weeks since we've had a show. So I watched all the way up to episode 7, I believe. And then the finale for season 2 came out a couple days ago, and I haven't caught that yet. But up to the finale, if I do believe it's episode 7, it might be episode 8, but I'm 99% sure it's episode 7. Man, they just kept doing what I've been complaining about the last 2 or 3 times. Master Chief is this feeble, emotional. He's not feeble. He's still a big, tough guy and everything, of course. But he's like this extremely emotional, need saving kind of representation of Master Chief. And that's not Master Chief. I said this in the last few reviews of the last few episodes. And that's what they've done. And it's driving me bonkers to a point where I'm dropping this show at this point down to like a 4.
Wow.
So they better really kick some butt with the finale. I'll let you know next week. But as of right now, I do not recommend, especially if you're a Halo fan, do not watch Halo Season 2. And if you aren't a Halo fan and you're looking for something good, if you like, romantic dramas, then Halo Season 2 might be for you. I don't know.
So if you like it when your heroes don't hero, This show's for you.
Exactly. So yeah, man, big downer on this. It's literally driving me nuts. I'm having such a hard time focusing on the show because all I'm doing is pausing and complaining to Lexi about what's going on. She's my Halo watching buddy. But anyway. Big downer for Halo season 2. I'll let you know about the finale next week. But then getting up a little bit on this, I caught this random show that I'd never heard of before called Outside the Wire. And this stars Anthony Mackie. I don't know who the other young man is in particular. Damson Oiris, I think. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. He's on the poster there. You can see him. But this came on. This is on Netflix. This is one of those instances where I'm doing other things and I put something up for background, and then it sucks me in because I'm enjoying it so much.
That's good.
Yeah. So Outside the Wire takes place in the future, not too distant future. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't really consider it like a dystopian future. It's just we're in the future where we are utilizing mechanical soldiers, androids and such, to fight our wars more than human beings dying for our wars, I guess. There are still some humans involved, but it's mostly, they call the robotic warriors GUMPs. It's actually an acronym stands for something. Don't ask me what it is. But anyway, that's kind of where we are in fighting in the future. And you can imagine without, human life on the line, what do you think happens when there's not human life on the line, Mike? You got to guess?
I imagine everybody's just more reckless.
Yeah, exactly. There's more war, right? So the whole planet's at war, essentially, with everybody having their own robots and everything. And, we use drones a lot and, robot-controlled planes and all this good stuff. So all that stuff was pretty cool to begin with to me. This is on the poster. So this is a little bit of a teaser, but I don't know if you can tell there on the poster. Anthony Mackie is actually an android in this, but he's a very human android. Like he has his own conscience, consciousness, and he aside from the inside of him being this, of course, space age futuristic insides, he's just like us. But like I said, he's an android, and without getting too deep into the weeds, basically it's good guys versus bad guys. Bad guys going to get nuclear weapons and to destroy the good guys in one fell swoop, and they got to stop them. That's it. That's the plot. It's pretty simple. But I thought what was really good about this, aside from that, that's enough for me. What I just said is enough for me. I'm going to watch that movie. That's my kind of movie. But this, I'm calling this really good because this gets into a lot of kind of psychological kind of reflection of this kind of future and all the people involved and how relationships would work. And it's got a way of kind of sucking you into one specific situation that you kind of live throughout the entire thing, with a great finale that kind of takes you off guard. You didn't expect that to happen, but it was like, like I said, just really great, So check out Outside the Wire on Netflix. I think this is actually from like 2017. It's like, every time I say that, it came out last year. I'm 99% sure. I should take notes before my reviews on stuff like this. Karen's my fact checker for the day. Karen, when did Outside the Wire come out?
Yeah, she's looking it up.
Yeah. So anyway, though, it's a good show. I'd definitely give it 8 bags of popcorn. Again, it's on Netflix. Check it out. I'll tell you what year it was out here in a minute. And then lastly, and this is my title of the show and teaser, Code 8. This is part 2. Are either of you familiar with Code 8, or have either one of you seen Code 8 part 2?
No.
Oh, that is
2021.
Yeah, it came out in 2021. I almost nailed it. I almost nailed my wrongness. But anyway, you guys aren't familiar with Code 8 either?
No, when I was reading the title that you had put in for today's show, I saw Code 8 Part 2, and I'm thinking, all right, either he mistyped something or I missed Code 8, Part 1. I've never heard of either of them.
Well, let me tell you this. First of all, Code 8's really good. I liked it a lot. It's
Did you review it at all?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The robots here remind me. I think I started watching the beginning on your recommendation. Go ahead. Okay, yeah.
So this takes place. This just came out, and this is new. This just came out like I think less than a month ago. And this stars Robbie Amell. He was What'd you say?
Wasn't he Green Arrow?
No. Stephen Amell is Green Arrow.
Oh, his brother.
Robbie Amell was the Atom in what was that? You're into those WB superhero shows, Pat?
He was actually Firestorm.
Oh, Firestorm. Okay. I knew he was on what show?
Flash and Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow's and Flash. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I almost nailed it. So them. So I didn't even realize they were brothers too. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So that was news to me. Mike, they're brothers. Green Arrow and Firestorm, which they actually were in Legends of Tomorrow together. They're brothers. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
Anyway, so in this movie, in the future, some humans are starting to get super abilities. Okay. So in true X-Men form, of course, the government wants control of them and they want to register them and everybody's afraid of them. Classic story, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, in true X-Men form, half of them are like understanding as to why regular humans are feeling this way, and the other half are taking advantage of their abilities to do nefarious things, right? So these two get wrapped up in each other incidentally in the original Code 8. Basically, I'm going to just call him Firestorm. Firestorm is a good guy who needs money, and Green Arrow is a bad guy. They both have powers. Green Arrow is a bad guy that basically he's kind of a gang leader, So he's like, hey, you come work for me for a minute. I'll get you all the money you need. So they get wrapped up together. That whole movie happens. And, as you can imagine, there's complications, death, destruction, yada, yada. And then at the end of the movie, Firestorm actually ends up in jail because of all of it while Green Arrow's still out. When Green Arrow's the bad guy and Firestorm's the good guy. So this movie this Code 8 Part 2 begins with Firestorm getting out of jail. And then Green Arrow goes to him and he's like, hey man, I really owe you. You didn't rat me out. You did your time, that whole honor among thieves thing. But Firestorm's like, screw you, pal. Get away from me. I hate your guts. I hated you from the beginning. You need to just stay away from me now. Pat, do you think he listens though?
Or not?
Ha! I got you. That was a trick question. He does listen.
Okay.
But then there's a girl that Firestorm finds that he has to help. And guess who's the only person that can help her, though? Mike?
Firestorm.
Green Arrow.
Or Green Arrow. I'm confused.
Firestorm finds a little girl. Green Arrow's the only one that can help him. So it brings them back together again. Okay? So it's a similar adventure as the first adventure, where they hate each other the entire movie. It's kind of a retread. The only thing that's new about this one is the cops have created what's the guy from the X-Men that converted the X-Men to normal humans? What's that guy's name? The one that's always messing with the X-Men and trying to make them human. No, nobody. Bueller. You know what I'm talking about?
Hodge? No.
Yeah. There it is. What is it? He's
Cameron
on
Hodge.
Cameron Hodge. Is that what it is, Pat? He's
Yeah.
onto it, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's this Cameron Hodge guy that makes these robotic dogs. That's what you're seeing in this picture. It's kind of deceiving in this poster. Kind of looks like they're both wearing a helmet or something. They've got some kind of accessories on their head. Those are dogs. Those are robotic dogs that the police are selling as, hey, we need these robotic dogs to fight the powerful humans. But all you have to do for them to never hurt you is just put your hands up and say, I give up, and they won't hurt you. But that isn't really what happens. This guy hates mutants. So he actually is using these dogs to kill them. They've got evidence from one of the dogs, so that happens. So that's kind of the new, different twist in this relationship between, now we know brother. Now Pat always knew, but now I know brothers. But it's real similar to the first one, but I enjoyed it. So I'm still going to give this, I think I probably gave the first one like a 7.5 bags of popcorn. So I'm going to stick around right around 7 on this one. It's fine. It's nothing super special. It's not fantastic, but it is pretty good. So I'm going to go with 7 bags of popcorn for Code 8 Part 2 on Netflix. Check out Firestorm and Green Arrow, who are brothers in real life, and apparently have a rich family because, they're both making it in movies together, right? So,
Except twist. I thought they were brothers. I thought they were brothers as well.
Oh no,
they're cousins. Yeah.
Oh man,
they're cousins.
And I'm not sure he was ever on Legends of Tomorrow. He was just on Flash because there was a different Firestorm in Legends of Tomorrow. He might have been on Flash.
True. That's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
He died early on in
right.
Flash.
They brought another one back. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, the reference is still fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, the movie's pretty good. Check it out, Netflix. That's all I've got this week.
That's cool.
I did see a lot of trailers for a lot of new movies coming out soon. I'm going to have to make it to the theater. There's 2 big ones. Ghostbusters just came out, and then Alien Romulus trailers out. Yeah, I want to.
I saw some. I didn't know that trailer was out. I saw New York Mike posted some stuff. I need to sit down and
and catch up on those. Yeah,
catching up on them. But yeah, so this Alien movie takes place between Alien and Aliens, from what I read.
Yeah, that's what I read too. Yeah, love the lore.
X-Men 97.
I did not watch X-Men 97 yet.
What?
Yeah, literally. I was at work from the sun up until sundown all week, and then I'd come home and take a 2-hour nap, eat dinner, and go to bed. That was my week. So, because that just came out this Wednesday or Thursday, right?
The 20th, whenever that was, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was rough. It was a rough week. But I'm definitely going to get around to it. And then, yeah, you'll hear from me on that, of course, as well. So, yeah, that's it. All right, Mike.
Yes, sir.
You're on deck. I really love this week, too. I'm really excited to see who wins this one. You feel that way, too, Pat?
Not so much.
Oh, geez.
I have a feeling that after I post it, Pat and New York Mike text each other. It's like, seriously? A lot.
Well, I can already say right away, I'm not even joking. I thought this was an excellent week. It was tough for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think every single one of these was in the running for me this week.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So we'll start off with Detective Comics 1083, Evan Cagle. Brave and the Bold. That's Batman, Brave and the Bold 11, Francisco Matina. Sam and Twitch #1, Todd McFarlane. Green Arrow 10, Jorge Fornes. Miles Morales 18, Adegranov. Amazing Spider-Man 46, Michael Cho, and that is a 1 in 25 ratio. The Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead #1, Eric Powell. Incredible Hulk 10, Miko Sayan. Edge of Spider-Verse 2, Chad Harden. And Crashdown 3, Mike Mayhew. There you go.
So you didn't mention for the podcast listeners, when do these come out, Mike? Yeah, my talking messed you up again. I'm sorry.
I keep forgetting to do that.
It's my fault.
Yeah, these all hit the shelf March 27th.
Yeah, this next coming Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah, I picked this from a list of 720 covers, which is huge.
Jeez.
And now none of these covers made the list, but Farrell had 27 covers.
Oh my gosh.
And, there are a lot of the horror homages, and they're awesome, but a lot of them are store variants, ratios, 1 in 100, 1 in 75.
Are any of
really
these
awesome
ratios?
covers. Yes, the Amazing Spider-Man is a 1 in 25.
Okay.
So,
all right, Pat. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Just in general, like, you just were underwhelmed. You didn't think it was that great of a week. I mean, come on, look at it. Look again. Make your screen big.
Sorry, I was a little preoccupied, but yeah, I actually, it's not as bad as I made it out to be. I'd say it's about 50-50 here of covers I liked and covers I disliked. So
okay.
yeah,
all right.
That that Matina man back cover is so, it freaks me out when I look at it. When Emily was looking at him, she said nope, and she wouldn't even stop on it.
I agree. It is pretty crazy. Man, do you like that Goon cover? You got to like that Goon cover, right, Pat?
yes, I voted for Goon.
Yeah, man. I made my screen big. I'm looking at them all again. Yeah, man, I can't even remember what I picked because right. I guarantee Sam and Twitch isn't in there. That's just because it's black and white. I'm not a big black and white fan, but yeah. So what do we got then, Mike?
Well, I just wanted to talk real quickly. The Hulk one, man. Okay. I just love when you get a great representation of Banner changing into the Hulk, and that one,
agreed.
Man, it's just so good.
Agreed. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. You agree with that, Pat?
Which part of it? The idea of it or the execution of it?
Okay, let's start with the idea.
Yeah, I like the idea, but I don't like this cover.
You think he failed the execution, or?
I just don't like this artist very much.
Oh, okay.
It's not my taste.
I like, because I haven't read any of these books and we've talked about it so much with him having long hair. I like actually seeing what the dude, I mean, that's an actual version of Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
So I like seeing what Bruce Banner looks like to make him have the Hulk that has long hair like that. So I enjoy that part of it too. Aside from, I think the execution of the transition is done well as to boot. So, I liked it a lot. So, do you have anything else you want to say, Mike?
No, that was it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll get to third place. So I was surprised here. We have Crashdown, Mike Mayhew.
You were surprised that it wasn't higher, or you're surprised it made the list?
I'm surprised that it made the list. I mean, this is the cover that I ordered, so this was already on my radar. And sometimes whenever I've been looking at something for a while, it doesn't. When I get to this point, I'm like, it's not as new. So
I have the complete opposite reaction. I was surprised. I told you before the show that I thought this one was gonna be #1 this week. So it doesn't surprise me it's in the top 3. It surprises me it's not #1 or 2. Where are you on this one, Pat?
I voted for it. Doesn't surprise me. Either way, I guess, because I am surprised it kind of made the the top three. But it doesn't surprise me it's not number one because nobody knows who this is. There's no
That's true.
no
That's
character recognition there.
right. That's fair.
So
Yeah,
that I mean, if you go with that logic, it's pretty good that it made the top three.
That's true. That's a good point. All right.
Yep. All right. And then in second place, once again, I'm surprised by all three of these top threes. Salmon Twitch, number one.
Okay, I agree with you there. This one does surprise me that this one made it. That's like I wouldn't have voted for it because it's black and white, but I love Sam and Twitch, of course. For anybody who doesn't know, they're from Spawn. So the fact that a lot of the people voting for these books don't even know who Sam and Twitch is, I'm sure. That's even more surprising to me that this would make the top three. Is this another one of your votes, Pat?
Absolutely not. Okay. Yeah, I agree. This is even more shocking. To me, this is just a boring cover with two characters that I've never personally cared for. I think I got their shtick kind of wore thin on me very quickly.
Yeah, okay.
They may have, in the intervening years, they may have punched them up and made them more interesting characters, but I never cared for them. And this cover, just two black and white dudes holding guns, is really boring to me.
And this is like, I think this might be the third time they've done a Sam and Twitch run. I've got I know I've got at least one. And I think there was a second one I don't have any of, but anyway. So yeah, maybe they've gotten a little deeper than you're familiar with them, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then let's see what's shockingly in number one, based on 3 and 2.
Finally.
Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man. Yep. Michael Cho. There you go. Everything's redeemed now. Number
You're
one.
breaking up there. What'd you say, Mike? Say it again.
Everything has been redeemed. Number one is worthy.
Yeah, that was the best cover of the week in my opinion.
It is really cool. The only other one, if I were, to have any complaints about, which I really don't because I still liked it. Can you put up the 10? Is the Edge of Spider-Verse, because I like the cover. I like the Edge of Spider-Verse and the trade dress, and especially with that spooky man. And I love those kids. I'm not a fan of, I don't know, what is that? A mix of Venom and Carnage guy? I don't even know. Is that Spooky Man? I don't know. But that character, I'm not a big fan of that. That's the only other one that would have dropped off. But yeah, everything else to me this is an excellent week. Excellent.
When I pick them, it's not, it's I have to like the cover, or like something about the cover to go up there.
Of course.
But I also keep everybody else in mind. So every week, it's like, okay, the girls usually like these covers, the kids usually like these covers.
Yeah.
I think, and then Pat, Kevin and Johnny, I think, it's what styles you guys like. So I try to get a good mix of things. And so that one I picked mainly for the kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you get a vote? Did you get a vote on every cover? Sorry.
Yes.
That's a good.
Yes. Yep.
I'm usually agreeing with what Mike just admitted there. I'm like, oh, he put that cover in there for me.
Okay.
Yeah, the Goon was one of them. I'm like, oh, I know.
I figured.
When Mark saw it, he's like, the Goon, that thing is so cool. I'm like, you know what? Patrick's gonna vote for that.
Yeah. I figured both you and Patrick, Mikey. Did you vote for it as well?
I didn't. It was close to it, but no. I actually voted for Miles, Hulk, and Brave and the Bold. So I did rubbish this week.
That the Miles Morales is fine. It's just a little too much. I've seen it all before. There's not much going on there. But Eddie Granov is always, technically he's, perfect. You know, he's all his covers are really good. So
Yeah.
So there you go.
Pick them up. Awesome. I'll have to wait till I'm not working so much to go grab those though. So they'll just have to throw them in my box, I guess.
Yeah, I would, if that Amazing Spider-Man was just a regular open order, I probably would grab it. But a 1 in 25, you know, you're looking at $25 and up.
yep.
I'm gonna have to pass.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me see here. I haven't done this in a while. I need to figure things out.
You're shuffling. I know what you're doing. I knew it.
All right, you ready to
You ready to see a book from 1976 that few people know about? Everybody's going to want.
Yes, I definitely am. Absolutely.
All right. Let's go. We've got Starstream #1 from 1976.
All right, so questions before you even get going here.
Okay.
What's making you read a 1976 Starstream book to begin with? Like, let's start there. Why is this your choice? Just curious.
It's all about this is it's 64 pages and there are 6 stories in here.
Okay.
My main focus was one story, and it's this one.
Where'd you get it from?
I got it on eBay. I saw somebody, and I got a shout out to the dude that shared this on that one comic book page I follow.
Okay.
He posted this, and I said, "Holy cow, I need that!" I jumped right over to eBay, bought it, and yeah, it's so. Who goes there?
I know what this is.
Yep, John W. Campbell. He wrote the short story in 1938. In 1951, it was made into a movie called The Thing from Another World. I never knew this, 1972, it was also made into a movie called Horror Express. They changed the location with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. And in 1982, as we all know, The Thing with Kurt Russell. So as a big fan of The Thing, I needed this. I still want a copy of the book. Yeah, it was, he wrote the story in 1938, and it was first published in Astounding Science Fiction, August 1938, which I'll never find that probably, but it's been reprinted. I can get a cheap reprint collection for like $17, but I want one of the old school ones, and they're a little more expensive. So basically, for anybody that's never seen The Thing, we've got some scientists based in Antarctica, and they discover a spacecraft and a frozen being. You know, and they do what everybody wants to do. They haul it back to the base, and then they kind of vote on whether they should thaw it out or not. And they end up thawing it out. And the thing escapes. And this is pretty cool. This is one of my favorite creepy scenes. And also it was done by it was written by Arnold Drake, and the art is Jack Abel. And I really like this how they laid this out. You know, he said, and he was soon so involved in editing a textbook that he never heard the floorboard squeak. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this, you know, so I think when Carpenter, you know, when you watch the Thing from Another World, it doesn't follow as closely, I think, that John Carpenter did with his, because we've got, you know, it's got the dog scene where the Thing takes over the dogs. And also, you know, they come up with a test on testing the blood to see who the Thing is. And they do that in test tubes here instead of the Petri dishes. Let's see. Yeah. So that's basically the gist of it. They start finding out who's who's been who's the thing and who isn't. And then that's you get a better shot of the thing earlier. I didn't want to show it too much, but it had these weird creepy eyes. A little bit different than in the movie. But this is great. I absolutely loved it. And another little side note of interest in this book is one of the stories is actually drawn by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, but in there he's only credited as Garcia Lopez. But man, when I noticed that too, I was like, it's like doubly awesome. So,
how much did this set you back?
This copy was one of the cheaper ones in this condition. It was like $10, but it's a 4-issue series, and they're all sci-fi. And you can right now up on eBay, and I'm kind of kicking myself. You can get all 4 issues for $18. Buy, I think it was buy it now for $18. So,
you know, the biggest thing, and I think this needs to be stated regularly to where it sinks in to more youthful individuals than us, is that, you know, what makes stuff like this like especially great, and I'm sure you guys will both agree, is, you know, this was back when this kind of great storytelling wasn't commonplace. And let me throw a little caveat. I know great storytelling isn't as commonplace as it should be now, but what I mean is it's kind of, you know, you get used to, there's so many great sci-fi ideas out there that you kind of, I feel like younger people, they're like, oh yeah, you know, they're so, oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so kind of numb to like original sci-fi, like the amazement of an original sci-fi idea, you know?
Yeah.
But back then, you know, in the 70s, and obviously this was originally in the 30s, you said, right?
Yeah, 38.
I mean, that was like super spectacular, because obviously we're far away from a lot of stuff that sci-fi is about now, but we're not that far. You know, we talk to each other from across the planet without even knowing where we are with cell phones, and obviously the internet exists. Imagine coming up with great sci-fi stories like this when none of the technology we have today, you know, and that's what I'm saying. The kids are kind of numb to how truly amazing this kind of storytelling originally was. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's great stuff.
So my review, it's a must-have for fans of the thing, and it's definitely a get it for fans of sci-fi. I think I actually want the other 3 issues.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to go get those 4 issues on eBay. I should. But anyway, this was great. I was so excited to get this one.
Yeah, I want to borrow it.
Yeah. And I think Garcia Lopez, I think he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be at that Chantilly show.
Perfect.
The Simonsons are going to be there too. I mean, holy cow, they're in our backyard. That's great.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So, well, the next time that I have an opportunity to meet him, I'm definitely dragging this book along with me.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more excited. I'd be more excited to have him sign this book than any of his DC books. Just because this one's so far out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're right, Mike. I want it. You're right. You nailed your teaser.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. What do you got, Pat?
I read a lot of stuff recently, but none of it really, I hit a home run with me. So I figured I would wrap something up, and that is Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Battle World number 4.
All righty.
Okay, so this is by Tom DeFalco. The artist is Patrick Olaf, Pittsburgh Zone. This issue 3 ended up with all the heroes and villains all pitted to against Spider-Man to kill him at the behest of these mystery manipulators that we still don't know their identity of. They were unhappy with the Beyonder and what he was setting up here. They always call him a lesser being, and they kind of ridicule him, but we don't know who these guys are. Spoiler alert, we don't ever find out. So they've told the heroes and the villains to kill Spider-Man. That's what they have to do in order to save the entire universe. They have to kill Spider-Man. So even the good guys like Daredevil and Falcon and Iceman have turned against poor old Peter Parker here. So they beat him down, they knock him unconscious, and it's here where we get the big twist on the series that maybe I should have saw coming as a comic book reader. But the symbiote separates himself from Peter Parker and continues to fight the assailants. And it's finally revealed that is the plan all along here. It was to evaluate the Clintar species and their worth in the universe. It was never about Spider-Man. It was all about the symbiote suit. They were testing it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Clarification. Are you saying the whole limited series, that's what this is about, or just this event in this limited series is about testing the symbiote? You're saying this whole 4-issue limited series is ultimately about testing the symbiote, or just this?
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep. So because the symbiote ends up not, he doesn't outright kill the heroes and villains. He kind of just beats them down and tries to get away. And because he actually relinquishes control back to Peter Parker and protects him, the mystery individuals come to the conclusion that they believe there is hope for the symbiote species, the Clintar, but they're going to keep an eye on them because they still don't trust them. They throw in some retcon King in Black comments along the way, and that's kind of where that's kind of what this whole thing was about. And I mentioned how it takes place between two panels. They actually showed that on the first issue of the first issue, but they go back to it here. Because Kevin, you had talked about it. So the top panel there is from Secret Wars, the original series, and then we have the 4 issues that we just talked about, and then we have the last 2 panels when Peter comes back from getting his snack. This whole thing happened between Peter Parker trying to find some food, and you see the last panel there. It matches up with the panel in issue 4. Same dialogue and everything. And they, in the mystery subjects, they say they've returned everyone to the point of their origin and they've purged their memories. And that's about it. Tom DeFalco writes in the wrap up that if you like this series, maybe they can try to stretch a few more threads even thinner and come up with another limited series.
That's funny.
But sorry, as a whole, I can't complain about the artwork. The artwork was decent enough by Patrick Olaf. The writing isn't bad. It's just not much to it. It's just your mileage may vary, but this is it's just a forget it overall for the entire series. I think it might, if you read it, you pick up the trade paperback, read it as a quick one-off because it is a quick read. Every issue was a quick read, so put them all together, it's going to be, you might have something there, but it's definitely not something to put on your mantle as the best thing you've ever written or drawn, in my opinion. So it's a forget it for me.
Interesting. That's too bad because the concept seems pretty cool,
Yeah. Well, this is like what he said about that Hulk cover. It's like the concept is great. The execution,
right?
So it would be interesting to see, like you said, what DeFalco said. If you like this, maybe they can do it again. It'd be interesting to see it tried again and maybe with better success. I think some storyline might work better, more meat between the panels, I guess.
And again, I'll give them a shout out that they incorporated the the lost toys into the storyline. That
yeah,
was
you
kinda,
mentioned that. Yeah.
but other than that, and even, you know, I was looking at it last night, and another thing that irked me was that, you know, they try to do the retro corner box, but why did they space them out like that? It's just so, you know, poorly thought out. You know, why is Daredevil overlapping Iceman and the rest of them are barely touching? It's just so strange. It's like the Daredevil layer got shifted in Photoshop for whoever was putting this cover together, and they just never went back and fixed it.
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, you just can't make sense of it.
It's Marvel, like you said, Mike. Like you say many times, it's Marvel.
You know, when you get interviewed with these companies, I think one of the main questions is, okay, what's your favorite comic book? What's your favorite storyline? Some of these to show that you actually have read comic books and you know what you're doing, because you know a lot of times you're building on history, building on, you know, a system. And anyway,
Yep. All right. I continued my journey with the Joker Year One. This is Batman 143. This is the Joker Year One Part 2 storyline by Chip Zdarsky and Kamen Coley. I don't know how to pronounce that, right?
Yeah, I butcher it every time.
Yeah. So the first time I reviewed this, I really didn't decide one way or the other, because I wasn't really getting any kind of meat of the story in part one of it. This one gets a little bit more meat on the bones. Basically, this and these issues take place in a, you know, reflective or, you know, flashbacks of Joker Year One, but there's also events happening now. And part one of Joker Year One, I would say, was 90% flashback, 10% current story. And this one completely shifts to, I would say, being 60% current story to 40% flashback, which I thought was, I still don't know. You know, once I get the whole storyline, you know how it goes. Once I get the whole storyline read, it'll give me a firm decision on it. But I thought that was an interesting shift in storytelling in the second part of a storyline. You know, I still don't know quite how I feel about it, but there's like this big, and we were talking about the Jokerized Batgirl in Cover Combat, and then we talk about Jokerized toys and stuff all the time. Basically, what's happening in the modern day story is the Joker is Jokerizing everyone. And, you know, he's done that before. And basically he's with the Red Hood gang, and, you know, he's trying to pull off this nefarious plot. I don't know what the end game is, because I just jumped back into Batman with 142. I don't know what was happening prior to that, so I don't exactly have a grasp of what the end game is. I just kind of know the events that are happening. And in this issue, there's Batman and current Joker fighting. Batman's got this serum. Actually, I think it's just a sedative. He keeps fighting Jokerized people, but he doesn't want to hurt them because they're Jokerized. They're just regular, normal people that are Jokerized. So he keeps like sedating them rather than fighting them. And he keeps running out of this sedation, whatever he is that he's given them. And he's got to basically, he's on this time frame where he's got to stop the Joker Jokerizing people before he runs out of this serum where he keeps sedating people. He's going to have to start really hurting people, you know? So it's kind of a weird thing like that that's happening without me knowing what the end game is yet. The flashback in this one got a little bit more interesting, though, because this is the first time I ever heard this, but you know how Joker became such a tough guy that's able to kind of hold his own, for lack of a better way to describe it, with Batman all the time, Mike?
I don't.
He got trained by Ra's al Ghul just like Batman did. I know, right? So Ra's al Ghul is mad at Batman, right? Because, of course, he trained him up to be what he wanted him to be, and then Batman, of course, isn't what Ra's al Ghul wanted him to be. So to get revenge on Batman, he goes to the Joker and trains him. That's the flashback story in this one.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I don't know. It takes away from. I think when you do stuff like that, it takes away from the lore of Batman and Ra's al Ghul's relationship and all that. I don't know.
Why doesn't it add to it?
I don't know.
How does it take anything away? It just adds to it. It's something you didn't know.
Right.
How did you think Joker became such a tough guy to where he could kind of hang with Batman sometimes?
I never thought he was.
Yeah.
Well, he's not really okay. I agree with that too. I agree with that. But
also, he's a maniac.
So,
you know, he's a maniac. So there, in his mind, there are no limitations. He has no limitations.
Right.
So that's why I think that's what makes lunatics so, dangerous. Is there's no stop.
You don't think he has any skills?
I never thought he did, but I'm not the biggest Batman and Joker reader. So I always thought the whole thing was, Batman figures it out and gets to the Joker and just bop and he's done. That's kind of how it always went down.
No, yeah, that is kind of how it goes, and that is my complaint that I haven't even told you guys yet, because I think the idea of that is kind of cool, and I don't think it takes anything away. I just think it adds to it, but I do think they took it too far, because they talk about how Joker was a better student than Batman was in this, which I thought was pretty ridiculous, So, but yeah, that's kind of where this is going, and it leans into more of his genius and maniacal plotting and stuff like that, as opposed to just being physically tough or a good fighter or whatever, so maybe that's where it's kind of swimming to where if you guys read it, you might not mind it as much. Maybe I'm not explaining it as well as I should, but I thought that was an interesting thing to kind of lean into with year one, because before this we haven't gotten any Joker lore between him just becoming the Joker and then all of a sudden his first maniacal plans with Gotham and Batman stopping him. It's like, how'd he get from here to here? For example, like the movie The Joker, we kind of saw how Joker got there, right? So that's why I'm kind of appreciating this. I'm still a little torn on it. I would definitely say get it if you're a Batman Joker fan. But as far as recommending it to a general comic book audience, or jumping into comic books with this book, I'm still kind of undecided on it. I'll wait till I read the whole year one storyline for the Joker, and then I'll let you know. But it's not bad.
Are you guys aware of the controversy with these?
No, what?
So, as you see, Andrea Sorrentino Sorrentino is an artist in here as well.
Right,
and
yeah.
Him and Kevin Coley do different parts. I imagine it's the flashback parts. They're accusing him of using AI.
Yeah, dadgummit, Mike.
And I've looked at some of the pictures, and you know what I think Tom has pointed out in some of our stuff, AI can't get fingers right, and the Joker's fingers are kind of weird. And
look at that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Catwoman. It looks more like Black Cat.
but look at that, and I was going to mention that, and I meant to take interiors.
Yeah, I like Sorrentino's artwork. I think he uses a lot of photo reference stuff. But if you go to the Joker pages,
yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Okay. So just look at this art, okay?
Yeah.
In contrast to this.
Yeah, that's the Sorrentino stuff right there. Yep. But yeah, I think if you go back a page, it might be the page with his hands where he's kind of out like that in that pose, and his hands just don't look right. So that's I'm not sure.
This looks like a photograph. Look at that. It looks like a photograph.
Yeah. But I don't know.
And I assume the reason they're doing this is to juxtapose the two different, either the flashbacks versus present day, or the in Joker's head versus what's actually happening. But it does. That is, I hadn't heard about that, but it certainly looks that way.
It's even on the same page too. So let me see if I keep messing with my camera like this. Okay, you see, this is the bottom of this page, and you see how it's the art that's on the other pages?
Yeah.
But then that's the...
I think that's the page with his hands. If you get his hands, that's where... But anyway, it's a controversy. People are accusing him. I really hope that it's not true, because, I'm not a fan of people using AI and things like this. I think there are uses for it, but in creating artwork like this, I'm not a fan of AI in comic books at all.
Yeah, I agree. I did think I did mean to take some interiors, because that was really kind of odd, I thought, as well. Especially like you said, that Catwoman. Yeah, what? Yeah. So
it's just weird. It's just weird that he would leave it like that if he did. But anyway, I haven't heard anything since the first rumblings. I haven't heard any follow-ups. I don't know if DZ has said anything. I don't know if Andrea Sorrentino said anything, but it's just weird.
It is what it is. So anyway, stay tuned for my final analysis of that. I'm probably going to skip it next week. I'm going to read it out, skip it until I get it all read, essentially.
Is it 3 or 4 parts?
I think it's 4. Yeah.
I'm hoping they stick to 4. That's what all the other year ones have been, Yeah. Let's be consistent here.
Just you saying that is going to make them, that's going to karma's. No, not karma.
It's going to be 6. That makes
sense. Right.
Or they'll stop at 3.
Right. All right. So that'll do it. A get it, an undecided, and a forget it. That's a perfect week right there. Right, Karen?
I thought Karen fell asleep.
I thought she did too.
I mean, Karen she works a night shift. She does us a big favor by staying up.
Yeah,
late.
she does. She does. It's okay. Yeah. All right. I want to see what's up with Hono, though. Pat, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Good old Hono Studios.
Hello?
Yeah, well, yeah. We won't we'll save them for last this week.
Okay,
How about
cool.
that? We'll start out with something weird. We've had a lot of the Transformers crossover collaborations in the past, right? Well, here's one you probably never would have seen coming. That's Transformers crossing over with Target. With their Target Optimus Prime and Autobot Bullseye, the Target mascot dog. So
I kind of like that.
I was
like
going
the
to say,
dog.
I didn't see it coming, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm a fan of dogs.
Mike, did you just play your theme song right there?
I didn't do anything.
You heard it too, Pat?
I heard it too. Yeah.
I heard it too.
Oh,
I see
okay.
somebody smiling. I don't know. What did you mention Optimus Prime chucking the target red balls, Mike? Is that what you said?
Oh, I didn't, but I see it now.
I like that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty cool too. I need this in hand. I need this in hand.
Here's transformed. So Bullseye is sort of like the cassette decks, but I think it's supposed to be like a Target gift card. And then he transforms into a weird looking.
Wait a minute.
That is lame.
Wait a minute. Let me see the. Oh, come on now.
How you gonna represent that on the box the way it was?
I know. I was all in when I thought that the little Target dog was
something similar to the way the box looks. Yeah.
Yeah, the box art does not translate to that.
Oh my god,
terrible! I don't even want it anymore.
That's atrocious. Here's the big question for you, Pat. I hope you did your research. Does that gift card come preloaded or?
I think it's just something you stick your gift card in.
Oh,
Maybe.
you think? Oh yeah.
I don't know.
So lame.
Oh.
That's the worst, man. They almost had me and Mike. They almost had me and Mike on that one, Pat.
I see that. Yeah, that was a twist there. You guys were all for it until you actually got a close up of poor Bullseye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're sort of they definitely could have made a better Transformer Bullseye. I think they took the cheap way out, doing like sort of the cassette.
Yeah,
Soundwave cassette type transformer. They definitely could have made them look more like the one in the box.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have other
three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta. This is kind of off topic, but on topic. Pat, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen in cartoon movies, comic book, Optimus Prime have a trailer on him?
Yeah, it would sort of like that was kind of a joke in the old cartoons because he would transform and the trailer would just sort of disappear.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. That's still to my point that I always think them trying to make some kind of transformative thing with the trailer is always kind of silly. Like, did you see that one that's really cool that you can just talk to it and it'll transform itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
The trailer becomes like a radar hut or something. It's so weird. It's like, what?
You know what would have been cool here?
What?
If the trailer turned into a dog.
I thought I was actually thinking that's what it was going to be at first too.
Yeah.
But then the dog would be too big proportionate to Optimus.
He would be. But he is hollow, so it could be.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have the size at my fingertips, Karen. I would guess in the 6 to 8 inch for Optimus, and maybe like 2 inches tall to 1/4 inch thick for Bullseye.
Yeah.
I actually, when I said I need to hold this in my hands, it looks cheap though too. Just looking at that picture, it looks cheap. Not this one.
Yeah.
The one with the box in the truck, it looks cheap. Not that one. That one looks cheap.
I think honestly, and Transformer guys will hate me for saying this, I get that impression a lot from Transformer toys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just all look like soft, cheap plastic to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you couldn't guess, this is a Target exclusive. It's going to run you $60.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That card better be preloaded.
Maybe if the trailer turned into a dog, it's worth $60. But... What do you got in your wallet? Oh, I've got a dog. There we go. Jeez.
Right. Oh, that's a nice choice though, Pat. That's nice.
Very odd.
Yeah.
So, look for it on clearance.
Wait, let me guess. It doesn't come with any red balls.
I don't think it does, Mike.
That
seems like an easy thing to do. They could have just packed a few in there.
Yeah.
in the trailer even. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't see it in any other picture, so I don't know. You have to bring your own balls.
Yeah.
Balls not included.
Look at even how they have that picture. That dog looks three-dimensional with the way they got him on Optimus right there too. You know what I
It
mean?
looks like a missile.
I'm
And that doesn't
surprised I
even
got
look like Optimus either that much. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing him with the big shoulders like that when he
Right.
transformed.
Me neither. Yeah.
Looks like he has like two big speakers on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He's jamming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I certainly didn't. I certainly didn't expect to get this much reaction out of this. I thought we'd just go through it and it'd be done. But I'm glad you guys liked it for what it was.
Karen says boo twice.
That's Optimus base right there.
Optimus base in his dance floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
So his gift card
right.
dog can dance. Anyway, go ahead.
Moving on from Target and the Transformers, we'll do some McFarlane. This is a Build-A-Figure wave. You can probably start to piece together who the Build-A-Figure is or read it there. This is just your Batman here. I mean, there the Build-A-Figure is pretty obvious. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have started out with Batman. He's just a regular, sort of looks like a, you know, Tim Burton-ish costume, but with like a comic bookish head. Batman. Todd can never pump out enough Batmans. So we have John Stewart, Green Lantern, pretty classic looking there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that Batman looks cool too, but man, it's just yeah.
It looks like Ben Affleck in the Tim Burton.
That's what I was gonna say. That's actually what I was gonna say. His face looks like Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be a reuse. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, John Stewart, Green Lantern. Then we have like 90s hook hand Aquaman. He looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
His hair's not upflowing like you hate, Kevin. So that's
right. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty good too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we have another 90s favorite or not, the blue Superman. I'm sure soon to be followed by
You broke up there a little bit, Pat. What did you say?
Superman.
Oh, Red Superman. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not far behind if they're making the blue Superman.
I think it's pretty cool.
And
I'm a fan of sky blue. I wouldn't wear it as a shirt, but I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, whatever.
And if you didn't figure it out by now, piece them all together and you get this pretty awesome plastic man.
That is pretty cool, actually.
With all the different parts, you can configure them in different ways.
Nice.
He's pretty neat.
He is. Agreed.
But those are your typical DC multiverse from McFarlane. Going to run you $25 retail at your usual suspect Walmart, Target, whatever, Amazon, McFarlane shop. Yeah. Todd usually gives a deal if you buy the whole wave too. He's one of the guys that does do that. So if you go to McFarlaneToyShop.com or whatever it is,
it's like yard sale pricing. How much for all of it?
Right. And then we had a Star Wars fan stream this week, so we got a lot of Star Wars news, and we had some from last week too. So I'm going to kind of combine here. We'll start with vintage, and this was a Star Wars wave, mostly with a little bit of Bad Batch thrown in. You got your Leia. Well, the one thing unique about this Leia you can't really see from this group picture is that she comes with a little snap-on hood to give her that look with her hood up on her cloak. You got your R2, your Vader, your Stormtrooper, your X-Wing Luke once again, and a Bad Batch Captain Rex here in your 3 3/4 inch vintage line. All figures we're pretty used to seeing. They're getting them back out there again.
When they redo the droids over and over, it's not like they're in a different outfit or a different hairstyle or different anything. They don't change often.
No.
Well, yeah, they don't change in appearance, but you know, like, excuse me. Yeah, they had the clicky head sometimes, and then some of them had the arms that come out.
Yeah.
You know, like they'll do little things like that to make them different, but they obviously look the same. And then some of them, like I have one that his foot he'll go up in him. You know, his third foot. Yeah, you know.
Yep.
Stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But those stormtroopers are definitely the same every time.
You'd think. I mean, you could probably find out that they've been refining them as they go along, but at this point, how much refining could they do?
Right.
Speaking of stormtroopers, from Ahsoka, we have this 4-pack of Captain Enoch and Thrawn's Night Troopers. There they are. There's the box. There they are out of the box. You can get a couple different configurations. There they are, sort of posed. And yeah, then you can also pose them in their before and after. Here's the after.
Nice.
We can do a little dance party. So that is like I said, a 4-pack. It's going to run you $55 for the 4-pack.
That's a deal. That's a deal, right?
Well, these are vintage. Keep that in mind. These are 3 3/4 inch.
Which are what? They're usually 12.
Well, no, they're actually up in the $17 range these days. So
okay, so then that's a deal. Then that's what I'm saying.
It is. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Good. Then we'll move on to the 6-inch Black Series. These two came out of, I think, Walmart's Geekathon or whatever they call it. I get them all. They all have these different names and I get them all confused. But I think it was just the first one. This is the Mandalorian Night Owl. She is a Walmart exclusive. She is $25. And we also got R4 6DO, also a Walmart exclusive, at $25. I think he was Moff Gideon's droid.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then this is also Walmart exclusive. This came out just the other day. This is another Baylan Skull. They're calling him a mercenary. You know, his first release is really just hitting stores right now. I've seen him a couple times, but everybody lamented the fact that he didn't have a cloak. Well, guess what? We're going to put him back out again. And here, the mercenary version has the cloak. So if you haven't already purchased him, you might want to hold off, except keep in mind, he's only Walmart exclusive. One thing I'll mention here is you can start to notice. So this is the old style. Let's say the current Star Wars Black Series.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, with it has like a beveled edge on the right hand side there.
Right.
And then they unveiled first with the Mandalorian Night Owl that they're just square. They're back to square now, and they still have the picture on the side. You can't see it there, but they've gone to a strip down the side with a bigger title name and also the number on the edge there, and that holds true for Baylan Skull here too.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a funny story. Go back to the Night Owl again, please. Or no, I'm sorry. The
droid.
Yeah, droid. Yeah. The first time they released these boxes, Ty was like, "Man, I hate how they have you call it the beveled edge or whatever, the slanted edge now." And I'm like, that edge isn't slanted. The way I was envisioning this was still a square box where they were just utilizing, 75% of it to show the figure. Like the accessories would be behind what I thought was square, And we actually made a bet on it. I'm like, no, that's you're just seeing it. I thought it was just kind of illusion, for lack of a better way to put it. The way the box was designed gave you that depth perception. I didn't think it actually changed, Yeah. Because they used to just be that way, So
right.
When this happened, I hated it. and I had to pay Tyler because I bet him that they actually weren't like that. So.
And now they are back to a
And now
square
they're
box.
back. Yeah.
And they're back to the square box just in time. The Acolyte trailer dropped this week.
Yes.
I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Kevin, but
I think my one of my comments was interesting. We'll see. That's kind of where I am on it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Now we may not agree on these figures. I don't know about these guys. So first we have Master Saul.
Okay.
And then we have Yord Fandar. He is a Jedi Knight.
Okay.
Then we have May. They call her an assassin. Next we have Jedi Master Indara.
Do you have the drop date on Acolyte? Do you know?
I do not. Maybe Karen can look that up while we're running through the rest of these. And then we have Padawan Jackie Lawn. And there they are. There's a group shot of everybody for you. I don't know about the face sculpts on some of these. Head sculpts on some of these. They look. Of course, we don't know the characters really well yet, I guess.
Yeah, I was just going to say, maybe we should watch. You know what? I'm just being a little hypersensitive. I mean, this isn't that, especially the, I don't know, that one guy's name on the far left there. That face looks kind of wonky, but if we watch the show and he looks exactly like that, you know, you never know, you know.
Right. Yep.
Interesting. June 4th. So these are up for pre-order, you said, right?
Yeah. I usually, well, because of all the reshuffling because of the actors strike and the writer strike and whatever, in movies, a lot of the figures that Hasbro was putting out were coming out way early for the actual media. So I don't know when these if they're going to hit right at the time of the show or slightly before or what, we'll get there. But they usually Hasbro usually works. You know, they get early shots of the actors and stuff and start designing their figures so they can time it. But I don't know. And those are all your typical $25 price point. That's what Black Series is these days. And then we have an Amazon 3-pack. This is called the Masters of Evil. We have Thrawn, Vader, and Grievous. $80 for these 3 figures.
Jeez.
I don't get that. That math doesn't really work out. Exclusive tax, I guess. I don't know. There they are out of box. Figures we've all seen before. Sort of looks like a very whitish deco on the general there.
Yeah, it does. It seems a little bit too white. Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's based on a certain incarnation of him or not, but Amazon exclusive. And then we have another Amazon exclusive to finish out our Star Wars coverage this week, and that is the Jedi. These are from the game Jedi Fallen Order. This is another 3-pack. We got the Second Sister, Cal Kestis, and a Purge Trooper.
Those look pretty good. Oh, those look real good.
And this 3-pack is $70.
Interesting.
So, yeah, those are okay. Those look okay to me. No issues there. All right. Moving on to Dark Horse. We don't usually talk about Dark Horse products, but
I don't know if we ever have. As far as in the horizon, have we? In the horizon?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know if I talked about the giant robot Hellboy. Karen's nodding her head yes.
Yeah. Okay, Karen's she's the ultimate confirmer.
But what put this on my map is Mike. He shot me a message about this, so I thought it looked cool. There's parts of it that are cooler than others, but this is the Horizon Forbidden West. It's a video game, and this statue is Alloy on Clawstrider statue. This is a 1/9 premium statue. A lot of pictures here. It's pretty cool. Oh, these are all out of order. One of the problems with StreamYard is you can't. I always letter or number these, but the name is so long I can't see the letter or number. So these are all out of order. So you can kind of, there's the dimensions there. 22 inches by 14.5 inches tall. So it's pretty big, and you get it sized right next to a human there, so you kind of see it. It's a pretty big statue. It's a very involved and intricate statue, that's for sure. You start looking at the details. Wow. I should have asked right off the bat, is anybody familiar with the game? Has anybody played the game?
So I've played the board game, and I've read a couple comics because they look cool. But I just actually looked it up after you said that. It's a PlayStation exclusive, so I'm not a PlayStation guy. So yeah.
Yep.
But the board game is fun. It's like Monster Hunter, where you're just fighting monsters in a co-op way, It looks cool.
There's a lot going on here. I mean, that's a lot of parts that could potentially be broken off. You want to put that one high up away from the kids and pets.
Yeah. Right. It definitely looks cool though.
Yeah, it does light up. It'll also light up your wallet. Any guesses? Besides Mike, who may have already seen it.
I don't recall if I did notice it. I don't remember.
I'm gonna guess what I think is the bare minimum that would be ridiculous. Okay. $550.
I'm guessing 1,200.
Mike's much closer, right? You're not ridiculous enough, Kevin. $1,000.
Yeah, go.
Oh, I put tax on. Sorry.
Oh yeah, probably shipping too. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. I know. I at the time Mike first posted this, they said like order. I can't remember what the dates were, but they said orders until such and such date will get $100 off or something like that. That date is come and gone, but I looked again yesterday because I wanted to make sure I had the price right. It's still setting at $1,000, but right now there must be a sale because it's $925 if you buy it right now or pre-order it. Let's say right now.
Yeah. That tail is just asking to be broke.
Yeah,
it's probably got a super solid rod out there.
Yeah, look at that. The thing with this, I've never heard of the game, books, none of it, and this is one of those statues that I would buy just based on
how cool it looks. Yeah,
the look alone, not based on anything that I enjoyed elsewhere. Like it's just, man, that is so cool.
I told Mike too that I can't. I don't know if you guys. I think I talked about on the show the series called Bermuda by Nick Bradshaw. A lot of it reminded me, the design and the colors and everything reminded me of that comic book.
Yeah,
there's no relation, but yeah. It just that's immediately what it brought to mind for me. But it's a cool looking statue. It's not a cool looking price, but
yeah. Got to have an expendable grand to get something like that.
The unfortunate thing too, as far as I know, and as far as I've seen so far, is Dark Horse Direct does not solicit their stuff through previews, so you never can get that juicy discount that most pre-order places will offer. So you always they are truly DC or Dark Horse Direct. You have to get directly from them. So yep. So Hono, let's talk about Hono. Let's wrap things up with Hono.
Sorry.
Do you recall what Hono product we talked about before?
I do not. Do you, Mike?
I don't. I feel bad for not.
You'll remember him when you see him. It was none other than the Wolverine 6 scale figure.
Yeah, I remember now.
They, you know, like you can see there on the graphic, it's a little, well, I thought it did, but it doesn't. They're working in conjunction with Hot Toys. You know, we talk about them all the time. You know, the $200, $270 range figures. We talked about Balin's Skull and Shin Hati last week. And they released under Hono Studios, like a subsidiary of Hot Toys, was this that's Wolverine figure. They called, oh boy, now it's gonna slip my mind. What they call him? I didn't like what they called him, like an introductory figure or something like that. Do you remember?
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
But it kind of made it sound derogatory. But it, you know, as we all talked, this figure looks awesome. Kevin was mightily impressed at the time.
Yeah.
And the price is what was the impressive thing, because Wolverine was like 160, where, you know, you're talking $150 more for a normal Hot Toys figure. And since then they've teased, we got like graphics that Magneto and Thor are both coming soon. But this week, indeed, they did finally show Magneto. So here he is. This is Hono's Magneto 1/6 scale figure. He's a little bit more expensive than Wolverine. You know, Wolverine's, you know, we all know he's a little short guy. So Magneto's 175. Not much more expensive, but I think it's because he's a bigger figure. And we'll run through a couple shots of him. You don't get to see like the arm articulation. I don't know if they're using the same thing underneath the costume as Wolverine, but a lot of the same sort of looks like production's gone into him. They got a wired cape. He has magnetic magnets embedded in his hand, so he can magnetize things and hold things.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so if you're doing a little home project and you don't want to misplace your screws,
right, hold this for me, Magneto.
Yeah, have Magneto by your side to help you out. Sometimes
his face colorings. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say his face coloring's a little funky. It's like not quite the right, you know. Maybe it's just the way it is in this picture or whatever. But
could be. We'll see if any of these other ones change your mind. Well, there's a close up. I don't know. You know, he is in shadow from his helmet. He does have white eyebrows. I don't know if that maybe throws it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like Wolverine, he comes to the display base where you can you can put whatever comic book you want in there.
Why wouldn't you put that one? That one's perfect.
It's almost like that's the shot that's what they use.
Yeah.
The reference.
Right. Now, why wouldn't you take an opportunity to display? This goes to what we've said a million times before about how awesome these guys that, you know, live on Instagram that just display, you know, their collection is just to display, to take awesome pictures and show on Instagram. Why wouldn't you want this to be an awesome picture to try to sell your figure? Why isn't he standing with his hand out? Like why isn't he identically standing like the picture of that comic book? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, little nitpicky stuff.
Yep. Yeah, there he is right there, and the one right in the middle there. That's sort of the shot you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But there's your shot, kind of showing everything he comes with, you know.
Yeah, missed opportunity. But yeah, that looks cool though overall, though, that's for sure. I'm gonna in my opinion call it a home run again.
There we go. Entry grade is what they call them.
Oh yeah, entry grade.
Oh,
which seems derogatory.
Seems like it's not high quality or whatever.
Yeah, but
like entry grade and high quality in the same graphic there doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Well, what sucks about it for me is, okay, they're saying entry grade. It's like, okay, this is the easy way in. I can't afford entry grade.
Where am I supposed to start?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang it.
That's cool though.
Let
me make my screen big for that one. That's cool. That's really cool.
I don't even qualify for the beginners. It's like, man. That's really great. I like the wired cape. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. A great idea.
And then finally, they have a shot with Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
Mm. Yep, those are cool.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So now you know about the new Hono, and that's it for the Horizon this week.
Awesome. Great stuff. All right. Man, we're making good time today. Or bad time, depending. I'm sorry, millions of viewers. You know, you may want to just go on all day. We got stuff we got to do, though. Right, Pat?
In that case, tune in next week. We got more.
Yeah. Mike.
Hey, look, I'm first.
What say you?
I don't have a whole lot, but it seems like from your review, Code 8 Part 2 is a good DC Marvel WB movie.
Right.
Check out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say retcons can be good or bad. See Secret Wars inserting storylines into Secret Wars and new training history into Joker.
Yeah. And never assume that just because a figure, especially Transformer, looks cool in the box, that might not be exactly what you're getting inside. See the gift card Target dog Transformer for that one. Karen, you got one? Mike?
All right, this one probably won't make sense. I probably should have said it when you were reviewing Halo, but it seems like for me, Halo is now the green beans on my dinner plate. You know, it's like I eat those first just to get them done with, just to get it done with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yes.
There you go. Halo equals green beans.
Okay.
We found out that if Hasbro is going to cut corners, I'm glad to see they're sticking to their packaging when they cut corners.
All right, and I just want to personally thank Todd for another Batman. Not really though. But Karen, did you come up with one now? She's like, I'm so tired today. Mike, you got another one?
I don't. Just those two. The rest I was just enjoying the show.
Yeah. Pat, nothing.
Yeah, I'm done.
I just wanted to add this, that to make the Target Transformer dog cool, especially to Mike, it must be the size of a trailer that hooks up to Optimus Prime. And then lastly, don't sleep on movies you may not be that familiar with that have Anthony Mackie in them, because they can be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
See Outside the Wire for that one. So, all right, so that'll do it. Let's wrap this up. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notifications of everything we post. Also, we'd love to see all of your comments, your thoughts, questions, suggestions below. Subscribe to Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space on Spotify for podcasters or many other podcast providers, and listen to the edited podcast of this live stream on Spotify that'll be posted no later than Tuesday. Follow Xcellar Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and or X, aka Twitter, and follow Xcellar_comics on TikTok and whatnot. And then watch our whatnot shows. I'm not trying to sell that too heavy. I'm kind of in a slow period right now, but I do have 2 shows scheduled, so you can bookmark them for when I do get around to them, because I will get around to them, and when I do, they'll be ridiculous deals. And then check out what we have to offer on eBay at Xcellar_comics and in our shop at XcellarComics.com. You can find the shop tab at the top of the homepage of our website. And you can help support the show and everything we do and plan to do through Patreon at patreon.com/XcellarComics. Then also watch our Cover Combat 8 Round 4 Xcellar Family Edition this coming Monday, the 25th of March at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A lot of fun with Cover Combat, getting down to the wire. Not that many covers left, so there's only good ones, right, Mike?
That's it. Everybody's favorites.
Yeah. And then watch our next live stream on YouTube or Facebook next Saturday, March 30th at 8:30 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. I said 8:30. It's been, if you're a fan of the show and you watch a lot of our shows, it's been 9:30. It's 8:30 now. That's our new target, 8:30. So don't sleep till 9 thinking you're going to be able to watch a show at 9:30. You got to wake up at 8 now. Get your cereal, get all ready, just like old school Saturday mornings. Get ready for the show to start at 8:30. And then lastly, keep up with everything Xcellar has planned with the newly added Karen's Calendar. That's with 2 Ks feature that's located at the top of our homepage at Xcellarcomics.com as well. So I love you too, Mom. Our biggest fan. Biggest fan. That'll do it. Mike, you got anything else?
I'm good.
Matt?
Nope. See you next week, or see you Monday. And next week.
Yeah, hopefully we see everybody Monday. But whether it's Monday or next Saturday, until next time, don't forget, appreciating great art is awesome, and reading a great story is fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Xcellar out.